was desperate to play Eva Perón. You know, it was her idea.
Someone must have had this conversation and then they purposely left her out.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah. It was the clip no one expected, and no one was supposed to see. Just 15 seconds. No caption. No context. A dim stage. A single spotlight. And a haunting rendition of Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. But here's the twist. The voice wasn't Rachel Zegler's.
Rachel didn't even seem like she cared or liked the source material.
At first glance, it looked like just another rehearsal leak. Blurry, shaky, easily dismissed. But something about it felt wrong. And within hours, the internet erupted. Reddit threads turned into investigation hubs. TikTokers slowed it down frame by frame. Fans dissected every detail. And the deeper they looked, the more obvious it became.
All of Hollywood's like, yep, let's make her a thing, let's make her a thing. But she's never made a movie that's been successful.
That wasn't Rachel. The woman under the spotlight? Shorter, different posture, a softer, more emotional vocal tone, hair pulled back, a stage presence that commanded attention, and the comments said what everyone was thinking. That's not Zegler, and she's way better. But here's where it gets wild. No one denied it. Not Rachel, not the production. Not a single official voice stepped in to explain who was on that stage, or where Rachel had gone.
She worked with our musical supervisor in New York on the material. Her versions of the songs were terrific. Jamie's excited, Andrew and Tim are excited.
That silence? It's not just strange, it's strategic. So who is this mystery performer? And how did a complete unknown go from rehearsal obscurity to viral phenomenon overnight? We're breaking it down frame by frame. Because once you see it, really see it, you'll understand why fans are asking the question out loud. Did Evita quietly replace Rachel Zegler? And more importantly, did we just witness the real Eva Perón take the spotlight?
So, I mean, it should make for a fabulous summer at the Palladium. Ticket sales are already, through the roof. So we're really thrilled about that.
She was never meant to be the lead. She wasn't supposed to trend. But one leaked video later, and suddenly, everyone is saying her name. Camila Delgado. According to online sleuths who traced every backstage whisper, matched every vocal nuance, and pieced together fan leaks. Camila is a classically trained stage actress from Buenos Aires, not a celebrity. No red carpet credentials, but a rising star in opera and regional Argentinian theater. And if the rumors are true, she may have just taken over the role of a lifetime, without a single official word from the studio.
We're talking about they would like to see a West End performer maybe play this part, but I do think that Jamie Lloyd is looking at this production going to Broadway and is being very clever in his casting choices.
Many have expressed that they would have preferred a West End performer for the role. However, Jamie Lloyd, overseeing this production's move to Broadway, seems to be making very strategic casting decisions. His choices reveal a clever approach to bringing fresh energy and authenticity to the show.
Back into therapy. I couldn't be with my therapist all year last year because I ended up spending the entire year outside of the United States.
Viral TikTok claims that Camila Delgado played Maria in West Side Story during a university tour back in 2019. A full circle moment, given that the role launched Rachel Zegler's career. What truly sets Camila apart isn't just her voice. It's her commanding presence. Even in low-resolution clips, fans notice something striking. The calm stillness, the grounded performance, and the way she owns the stage. Her portrayal of Eva Perón doesn't just hint at star power, it demands attention. A popular tweet summed it up perfectly. She doesn't act like she's Eva, she just is. Meanwhile, Rachel often seemed like she was trying to prove something. Camila doesn't need to. Another factor is authenticity. Camila is from Argentina, deeply connected to the culture, accent, and legacy of Eva Perón, something critics say Rachel never fully embraced. These subtle differences have not gone unnoticed.
Video is going to get taken out of context, and I know that at this point I can't really stop people from doing that because that's what my whole existence on the internet is just me being taken out of context and stuff.
Nothing official has been confirmed, no playbill updates, no press photos. But theater fans don't need headlines to see what's happening. Many have already made up their minds. Camila Delgado isn't just the understudy, she's the upgrade. If this truly marks the start of her takeover, one thing is clear. Eva Perón's voice has shifted, and it's no longer Rachel's. For someone who once seemed to adore the camera, Rachel's recent silence speaks volumes. There are no Instagram updates, no rehearsal photos, no quirky TikToks filmed backstage, and most notably, no comment on the viral video that shook the Evita production. This silence is not just unusual, it feels deliberate. Rachel Zegler has built her public persona on being outspoken, whether about politics, pop culture, or defending her performances. She rarely shies away from saying something. Yet now, in what could be the biggest professional crisis of her career, she says nothing.
If I was a Hollywood executive, I would blacklist her.
Her last Instagram post remains unchanged. A black and white photo of an empty theater stage captioned, "Sometimes silence is the strongest sound." At the time, fans thought it poetic. In hindsight, many believe it was a warning sign that something behind the scenes had shifted, and not in Rachel's favor. Followers have also noticed that she's removed Evita-related content from her bio and archived rehearsal clips that once filled her story highlights. While social media silence can sometimes be a PR tactic, this feels more like damage control. Or worse, surrender. When someone who thrives on attention suddenly disappears from their own story, people don't just speculate, they assume the worst. Even Rachel's usually quick-to-act PR team has gone completely silent. No denials, no reassurances, just a cold void where damage control should be. That's what has fans buzzing.
I land in Los Angeles, I am flooded with like a flurry of different emotions, and I can't figure out what's real and what's not.
If this were simply an understudy rehearsal, wouldn't Rachel have said something by now? A joke, a selfie, some comment about resilience. Instead, all we get is silence. For a woman who once lived online, this silence is starting to feel like a goodbye. This wasn't a stumble or a bad rehearsal. Multiple insiders report that Rachel Zegler's time in Avita ended with a full-scale backstage meltdown, so intense that security was called. It happened during a high-pressure rehearsal, amid rising tension with the director, cold energy from the cast, and whispers that her interpretation of Eva wasn't landing. Then came the breaking point. Zegler allegedly raised her voice, threw a chair prop across the stage, and openly challenged a creative decision mid-scene. The room froze. One assistant director, according to a Reddit leak, said just 3 words, "Get her out." And just like that, Rachel was quietly escorted off the premises, not with a tabloid-style scene, but with deliberate finality. She hasn't returned since. The story might sound extreme, until you consider the pattern. Rachel's name has been linked to multiple difficult-to-work-with rumors. Her infamous Snow White press tour left critics and fans questioning her tone, attitude, and respect for the source material. Reports say she's clashed with stylists, photographers, and even co-stars. This doesn't feel out of character. It feels like confirmation. And then the aftermath. No photos of Rachel at the theater, no production updates, no public effort to smooth things over. Just silence, and a new face on stage. If the meltdown is true, it may have been the final straw. A role she desperately wanted, a production that could have redefined her career, now gone. And the spotlight? It's on someone else, someone calmer, more focused, someone who didn't throw a chair. If the internet sleuths are right, and they often are, Camila Delgado isn't just stepping in, she's already taken over. The proof is everywhere. backstage audio, and a rehearsal video that was never meant to be seen. All point to one conclusion. Rachel Zegler is out, and Camila Delgado is already center stage. It started with a leaked cast list. A blurry backstage. Photos surfaced online showing the principal cast pinned to a wall. Zegler's name nowhere to be found. Instead, a hastily scribbled CD, written in blue ink, appeared, sparking fan speculation that it stands for Camila Delgado. While unofficial, changes like this in a production aren't made lightly. Then came the audio leak. In a viral TikTok clip, someone off camera can be heard saying, "Camila, go again from the top." The voice is faint, the sound fuzzy, but it's unmistakable. In live theater, first names only get used during tech, rehearsals if you're the lead. Even wardrobe rumors have surfaced. According to a now-deleted Reddit post allegedly from someone in the costume department, Rachel's fittings were suddenly cancelled. Instead, new measurements were taken for a smaller, shorter actress, clearly not Rachel. Fans believe Camila Delgado has signed a temporary contract, likely for previews or early performances while the production gauges audience reaction. This is a common theater tactic. Bring in the new lead quietly, then decide if you announce the change after seeing how audiences respond. So is Camila Delgado now playing Eva? The production remains silent, but based on every leak, whisper, and frame of that viral video, she's already taken the role. And the longer Rachel stays silent, the clearer it becomes. This isn't speculation anymore. It's a full-on succession. To understand how Rachel Zegler went from the buzzworthy lead to quietly disappearing, you have to rewind. This didn't start with a viral video. It started with cracks showing from day one. When Zegler was first cast as Eva in Avita, reactions were mixed. Some fans were excited, others skeptical, but behind the scenes, concern was already brewing. One source said rehearsals became tense within the first week. Rachel reportedly clashed with the director over staging, questioned musical arrangements, asked for script changes, and didn't take notes well. She came in like she already knew how to play Eva, a cast member said. But Eva isn't just a diva role, it's a responsibility. Zegler also carried the weight of her Snow White PR disaster. Her dismissive attitude during that press, tour, viral girl boss comments, and mockery of the original film had already bruised her image. When Evita rehearsals began, it was supposed to be her redemption. Instead, it unraveled quickly. Reports say Rachel grew distant from the cast, stopped socializing, and then came a meltdown, followed by silence. Now, with a new actress stepping in and fans calling her 10 times better, the full picture is clear. Rachel Zegler's fall wasn't sudden. It was slow, cumulative, and maybe inevitable. She wanted to command the stage, but she might now be remembered not for her performance, but for how quickly she lost the role, and how seamlessly someone else took over.
Hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
Familiar. That's because we've seen it before. Rachel Zegler lands a high-profile role, gives overconfident interviews, and the studio quietly distances itself. It happened with Disney's Snow White, and now it looks like Evita's producers are following the same playbook: damage control, through silence. When Zegler was cast as the iconic Disney princess, it should have been her big break. Instead, it turned into a PR disaster. Her comments trashing the original film, calling it outdated, labeling the prince a stalker, mocking the story, sparked global backlash. Longtime Disney fans were outraged, casual audiences confused, and the internet ruthless. What did Disney do? Nothing. No defense, no pushback, no joint press appearances. Zegler was left stranded, the face of a film the studio seemed reluctant to promote. The release date was delayed, teasers disappeared, and promotional momentum died. Now Avita is repeating history. Zegler vanishes from rehearsals, the production goes silent, a new actress steps in. But there's no official statement or clarification. Just a quiet replacement. This kind of move isn't accidental. Industry insiders call it a soft cut, when studios stop fighting for a name and start planning around them. Zegler's reputation for being difficult, entitled, and off-message is no longer a rumor. It's a liability. When both Disney and Avita producers pull the same disappearing act, it's no coincidence. It's a trend. And in Hollywood, that's the last thing a rising star wants, tied to their name.
Prince or a different kind of prince?
I'm sure a lot of people will assume it's a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude.
Yep.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Who the hell are you to say all of Andrew's scenes could get cut? Like, who are you?
Oh my God.
Are you this?
Theater fans don't mess around. When they saw the mystery woman in that viral Evita rehearsal clip, their reaction wasn't just positive. It was electric. TikTok creators called the new actress magnetic, commanding, and yes, 10 times better than Rachel. One video with over 250,000 views compared Camila Delgado's performance to archived clips of Zegler singing the same songs. The difference. Camila understands Eva's restraint. Rachel was all volume, no nuance. Thousands of comments echoed that. "This new girl feels like Eva," one fan wrote. "She's not performing, she's becoming." Even theater critics, usually cautious about weighing in on rumors, are chiming in. A UK blogger famous for West End coverage called the viral clip proof that casting from within the culture works. Another wrote, "This is what Eva Perón should sound like. Grounded, mature, and emotionally lived in. It's not just about the voice." Fans dissected Camila's posture, her stillness, the quiet power behind her delivery. Rachel always seemed like she was trying to prove something. One tweet with 20,000 likes summed it up. "This new girl just is." The fan excitement isn't mean-spirited, it's revelatory. People aren't rooting against Zegler for sport. They're realizing Evita could be better than expected, and that realization is changing the narrative. When a rumored understudy outshines the star before opening night, that's not hype. That's momentum. For a production on the edge of bad press, Camila Delgado might be more than just a recast. She could be the save they didn't know they needed. But there's another, quieter, and more dangerous layer to this story. Legal tension. Because while Rachel stays silent on social media, insiders say her team might be preparing for something bigger than a PR response.
Listen. And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
Oh my God.
And I can only hope.
What does that mean?
That despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do.
According to a London-based entertainment lawyer who spoke anonymously to a tabloid, early signs of a potential wrongful termination claim are emerging behind the scenes. If true, this could explain the deafening silence from both the Evita production and Zegler's camp. When lawyers get involved, the press goes dark, and every word becomes a liability. It's a familiar Hollywood dance. The star is quietly removed, the replacement steps in, and the original lead's team weighs legal options. Did Rachel breach her contract with her meltdown? Or did the production act too quickly, without warning or due process? If Zegler's team can prove mishandling, they may seek damages. While this is still speculation, the pieces fit. Wardrobe fittings canceled. Name removed from cast lists. New measurements submitted. No official announcement. This kind of silent operational shift screams legal limbo. Some say Zegler is holding off public comments on legal advice. Others think she's negotiating a quiet exit to avoid more humiliation. Either way, the silence is strategic and potentially legal. For Evita, this means the show's next drama might not play out on stage, but in court. Because if Rachel was removed without a clear exit clause, this isn't just scandalous. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So what now? We have a viral video, a vanished star, a rising newcomer, a frozen production, and a public demanding answers. Rachel Zegler may not have been fired with fanfare, but if she's been quietly replaced, the evidence is mounting. The clip wasn't subtle, the cast list wasn't a mistake, and Camila Delgado's performance didn't feel like a rehearsal. It felt like a debut. Fans know it. Theater insiders know it. And whether the producers admit it or not, the public has already decided. Rachel Zegler is out. What's shocking isn't just the replacement. It's how clean it's been. No messy press cycle, no formal statements. Just a silent switch. A new voice in the spotlight. And a lead whose digital presence is fading from the story. This isn't how stars get replaced. It's how stars get rewritten. The implications are huge. If Zegler was truly let go, if backstage meltdowns, clashes, and contract disputes are even half true, then the production didn't just recast Evita. They protected their show by erasing the chaos. Fast, quiet, clinical. Now, all that's left is confirmation. Will the producers announce it? Will Rachel break her silence? Or will Camila Delgado walk out on opening night and own the stage like she was born to be there? Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. The spotlight has moved, and Rachel Zegler is no longer standing in it. What do you think? Is this just a casting shakeup, or a historic switch disguised as business as usual? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. The next curtain is about to rise, and you won't believe who's standing in the light.